so excited to have Seth Kodikara with us. And Seth, please let everyone know what grade you're in and what high school you're in.
I am in 12th grade at Piedmont High School, Union County.
Thank you so much. I'm going to make this announcement because I'm so excited for you and so proud of you because you have been named a Park Scholarship Finalist, have you not?
I have been.
That is really, really awesome. And for the viewers that don't know what a Park Scholarship is, I'll just let them know. It is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, North Carolina State University scholarship. And it covers tuition and fees and room and board and books and supplies and travel and personal expenses, everything that you will need for the cost of college. So for an in-state student, you're looking at about $24,000, out of state, $40,000 plus per year, and it's renewable over 4 years. And not only that, you also get a stipend for a computer. You get money for grants to conduct research or an artistic project. You get to go in international experiences like study abroad. You have early course registration. You're guaranteed invitation to join the Scholars Program, mentoring, freshman seminar. You go on retreats, field learning experiences, speaker series, leadership academy, you name it, you get it. It is a really, really cool scholarship. So congratulations to being a finalist. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you. And I'll just kind of walk some of the viewers through this process. So back in September, October, the school typically narrows down their field and says, this is who we think we want to nominate from our school to apply to the parks, correct?
That is correct.
And then in early November, around the 1st of November, is when you have to have your application in to NC State to qualify for it. And then after that, What happens is that NC State will review the applications and narrow down the field. And by the way, there's about 1,300 students every year that gets nominated for the parks. And from that, they narrow that down to around 200, 225 students for semifinalists. And usually that takes place sometime in early January. So you get notified sometime in early January if you're a semifinalist. And then from there, you go for an interview. And you usually do that at the end of January. And they narrow that, 200, 225 finalists down to anywhere from 50 to 35. And that's kind of where we're at today, correct?
Correct.
And then after the finalists, you actually go back to NC State and you do some group work and you do another interview and you're then informed if you become a finalist or not. And I believe that's how the process works.
Yeah, just to correct your numbers a little bit, there were 112 finalists and about 40 will be selected to receive the scholarship.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's great. And so have you gone back to NC State yet, or are you planning on going back to NC State for the finalist weekend?
I was there just this past weekend.
Oh, okay. So tell me how that went and what you did and give us an idea what that's all about.
It went really well. So we drove down Thursday night. And the activities began Friday and went through Saturday. So Friday we spent with our department. I was with the engineering department, touring facilities, talking to faculty, meeting the other finalists from our department. We also toured the rest of campus and sat in on a lot of information sessions and panels to learn about the school and also about the scholarship program. And then on Saturday, we had our interview process, which ran all day. We were divided into groups. We had 2 separate interviews, one with a group of faculty and alumni interviewers, and another with a small group of finalists working on like a group project. And I found out more about the scholarship and whatnot, had a chance to ask questions, talk with the director of the Parks program. And after that, we had some time to relax, enjoy the time with the other Friday morning.
Been told by NC State kind of what the next steps are?
Yeah, so for being a finalist, the school awards $2,500 a year, I believe renewable for 4 years. And the engineering school also matches another $3,000 per year for your first 2 years. And you're eligible to apply for departmental grants after that. As for the scholarship itself, they said they'll notify by March 3rd, which is about a week from the end of the finalist weekend to when we find out.
Okay, so well, keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully we are a winner of the award. I hope so. I know you did awesome up there.
Thank you.
And tell us about the process before that, where you had to go for a semifinalist interview. What was that like? Was it very similar? Was it different than the interview you did this past weekend? What would you give a potential student kind of going through that process? What advice would you give them?
Right. So it was fairly similar with the interview itself. We met in downtown Charlotte, our regional group. I interviewed with 3 alumni interviewers for that interview. The questions were fairly similar, and that's about the 4 main pillars of the Park Scholarship, which is character, scholarship, leadership, and service. And so I would give advice to all those others who are applying or interviewing to focus on those 4 attributes, because that's what they look for in the applicants. Scholarship is just one part of the 4. So, you can be a great student, but you need to also highlight your leadership credentials, also the service you've done, and how you demonstrate, character. I'd also say start your applications early so you have time to review and edit your essays and whatnot. I made that mistake and lucked out, I guess. And also try to write about something you're passionate about. And when you're in your interview, also talk about what you're passionate about and try to highlight things that can't be found on your application.
Great advice. Great advice. And when you're thinking about your application and your resume, what advice would you give a freshman or sophomore going through this process to build up that resume, to build up that application, and to make yourself stand out?
Mm-hmm. So, of course, take challenging classes, study hard, do well, and also find some other things you're passionate about, extracurriculars, clubs. Find a way to get involved in your community to help serve, and find a way to be a leader while doing that. Think about, those pillars and also the other broad characteristics you would look for, in a student applying to your college, and try to exemplify those in your time as a high schooler. And enjoy it, really. You don't want to force yourself to do something just for the application, because when it comes time to do that application, you're just going to find it's impossible to write, a good essay about something you don't really care for.
That's great advice. That's great advice. Well, Seth, I can't wait to hear about the results coming up. Again, we're going to be hoping and praying and thinking about you, and hopefully we get that Park Scholarship. So awesome job, and keep me posted. And thanks again for spending some time with us tonight and giving some great advice. And I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
You too.